Budding is a method used to propagate ornamental and fruit trees. In Ireland, tea budding is used with a limited but important number of species such as acer and roses. Tea budding must be done when the bark will slip. This means that when cut, the bark easily lifts or peels in one uniform layer from the underlying wood without tearing. The normal season for tea budding in Ireland is short, from late July until early August. Tea budding requires the precise use of a special sharp budding knife, rootstocks, buds from the tree to propagate, and rubber ties. John Murphy, owner of Anavay Nursery, will demonstrate techniques used. Leaves and side branches are removed from the base of the rootstock to create a clean, smooth working area. This area should be cleaned of soil, splashes and dirt. First, cut across the stem to form the top of the tea. This cut is made about 5 centimetres above the soil level on the windward side. This reduces wind damage to the growing bud. Next, make a perpendicular cut starting about 2 centimetres below the top of the tea. If the bark is slipping properly, a slight twist of the knife at the end of this cut will pop open the flaps of the cut and make it easier to insert the bud. The bud to be inserted is often just a shield of bark with a bud attached and a very thin layer of wood with both the bark and shield and bud attached. Begin with the bud stick with growing buds pointing towards the budder's chest. The first sign cut is made about 1 centimetre below the bud, and the knife is drawn upwards just under the bark to a point at least half a centimetre above the bud. The petiole from the detached leaf is held between the thumb and forefinger of the free hand. The second cut is made by rotating the knife blade straight across the horizontal axis of the bud sticks and about half a centimetre above the desired bud. This cut should be deep enough to remove the bud, its shield of bark and a thin sliver of wood. The cut surface of the rootstock and bud must stay clean. Do not touch these parts with your fingers. Insert the bud shield into the tea flaps of the stock and slide it down to ensure that it makes close contact with the rootstock. If the shield is too long, excess bark above the tea can be trimmed off. Specialist plant cells begin the healing and union of the wood layers between the wood and the bud and rootstock. A 8 to 10 centimetre long budding rubber band is wound around the stem to hold the flaps tightly above and below the bud shield to prevent drying. Secure the budding rubber by overlapping all the windings and knotting the end. The bud should not be covered. Tea budding can take about 4 to 6 weeks to fully join. Buds can be checked for healing after about 2 weeks, and where there are failures, a second bud can be added. In Ireland, the budding ties generally do not need to be cut off as they begin to disintegrate in about 10 weeks. Bud clips or stakes can be inserted once the buds have taken to help develop a straight stem. Tea budding is an important method of budding trees used in Ireland. A tea cut is made in the rootstock with a specialist sharp budding knife. A shield-shaped bud is cut with a small patch of wood behind the bud. Securing with a rubber tie is a critical part of the process. Successful take can be seen 2 to 4 weeks after budding.